What is the worst thing you have ever felt? Some of you might answer with something like stubbing your toe, burning your hand, or accidentally deleting an entire project from your computer.
Oh my.
But I bet many of you would say that one of the worst feelings you've ever had is the feeling of being stuck. And what's worse, not knowing where to even start to try to get unstuck. Well, luckily I got stuck on purpose and then spent 4 years trying to figure out how to get unstuck just so I can make this video to tell you how I did it. I'm kidding. I did not do that on purpose, but I did do it. And to this day, it drives me crazy, but it really did take me about 4 years to realize the simplest thing that genuinely changed my life in a matter of months. And don't worry, I'm gonna tell you what it is that I realized, but first I have to give you some context. So let me take you back, 5 years back. The year, 2019, and my age, 16 years old. I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I was gonna be a professional lacrosse player. I knew that since I was a kid in 5th grade. My dream is to play for a Division I college team, and I'm already going into my junior year of high school, leaving me only 2 years to improve my skills enough to get there. And to be honest, I'm not even close to the level I need to be at to make it. The sport was my life and I had no intention of doing anything else. I lived and breathed lacrosse. I was outside every single day practicing by myself. I woke up at 3 a.m. to watch the World Games back in 2018. I played in high school, club, and even traveled across the country to play against those sweats on the East Coast. And I didn't do too bad over there either. I was getting better. Slowly but surely, I felt like I may actually have a chance to make it in time. Then, everything changed.
China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
The Italian government tonight put the entire country on lockdown.
I have today declared that the coronavirus presents a public health emergency in the United States.
And in the early spring of 2021, I quit the sport that I had been obsessed with for the past 7 years. Left with no purpose, I was lost. Passionate about nothing. Excited about nothing. A new void in my existence. And to make matters worse, I was on a timer. You see, I am now 18 years old. I'm not in college, and I'm unemployed. All of my past peers from high school are going to be graduating college in 4 years. Most of them will have degrees and jobs, and ultimately will be starting their lives. So I only have 4 years to figure something out, otherwise I'm gonna feel like a total failure. The next couple years were a blur. Things changed. I was trying new things, but nothing stuck. I was doing photography and cinematography, and I liked it, but I wasn't very good at it, and it really wasn't going anywhere. Time was ticking. I went through a few jobs, tried drop shipping. Please don't make fun of me. I even tried to make some music at one point too. Spoiler, I sucked. But what remained the same was that inescapable void in my soul. The absence of purpose or identity. Dramatic, I know, but that's how I really felt. All I wanted was to feel like I was living for a real reason. I wanted something to point me in a direction. Any direction. It literally got to the point where I was having thoughts like, man, a zombie apocalypse would be rough, but at least I would have a more interesting life than this. Time kept moving, and I kept staying still. And it killed me. Which brings us to December of 2023, with only a year and a half left until I'd see all of my past peers graduating college. At this point, I have spent literally hundreds, if not thousands of hours doing literally nothing. Like actually just staring at the ceiling, spacing out for hours, unable to get myself to really do anything. Time kept ticking, and I just kept floating. Every hour, every minute, every second of every day, there was an immense building pressure to move, and I just couldn't. The pressure built and built day after day, and then finally, it snapped. It was a quiet night, no different from the others, sitting there spaced out, but for some reason that night, it came to me. I thought of a short phrase that convinced me to change everything after all this time, or at the very least, to try. It was short and sweet. It was simple, and yet it was enough for me to change the course of my life. It helped me get over my procrastination, my hesitation, my laziness. You see, I realized that unless I made a change, nothing would change. And then it became clear to me. It's either A or B. It was that simple. I had two choices. Either I change nothing and stay stuck feeling sorry for myself, or I make a change. I immediately second-guessed myself, but there's no guarantee that anything will change. I could just be wasting my time and energy. That's a commitment that might not be worth it at all. Let me explain something to you. Listen closely. Option A is to change nothing, which means you'll remain exactly where you are, stuck in this place, and you are guaranteed failure. But option B means you try. Even if there's no guarantee of success, there's also no guarantee of failure. In my mind, it was an obvious choice between the two. I felt like it would be insane for me to choose the option where I'm guaranteed to remain stuck like this. I was running out of time, so I made my choice. I'm on the clock. I have a year and a half to pull this off. I write down my goals, I pin it on my wall, I schedule out my weeks, and despite all of my doubt, I get started. I post one video and then the next. Nothing crazy was happening, but I was enjoying it. I was happy to even get a few thousand views, and I was happy to at least be doing something with my time. January goes by, and then in February, everything changed. I had an idea for a new video. I'd been making videos about cameras and photography, but this time I took a risk. A risk that could end up being a huge waste of time. I only have a year and 5 months to make something of myself, and this video was easily gonna take me about a week to make. Especially when you factor in the writing, the filming, the editing, and worst of all, the endless search for the perfect music to tie it all together. This was gonna take a while. Well, at least, that's what I thought. The music in videos is like the icing on the cake. And for my previous few videos, I had spent hours and hours searching for the perfect icing to bring the cake together the way that I envisioned. But even with all that searching, the best music I could find still wasn't working. That is, until I started using MusicBed. This project was different solely because of MusicBed. It took no time at all for me to realize that MusicBed was different from any of the other platforms. Their music was clearly made for filmmakers.
Do you hear that?
They were able to simplify my process of finding the perfect song with search tools like their AI-powered search by song feature. I typed in one of my favorite songs that I knew matched the emotions and tone I had in mind for the project, and MusicBed instantly showed me a ton of options that were similar to that song, saving me hours of searching. All of the music used in this video came straight from MusicBed's massive curated collection, and I'm sure you've noticed the difference in the storytelling. If you're a creator wanting to make meaningful connections with your audience, MusicBed is by far the best option. Make the switch to MusicBed and you can start your 14-day free trial today with the link in my description. And despite having full confidence in finding the perfect music for this project, my doubt was still immeasurable. But there was some peace in that. My lack of expectations allowed me to create something new. I film, I edit, and finally, I hit publish.